How many times we get frustrated phone calls? I'm trying, my husband's not listening to me. My child's not listening to me. This one's that way. Trying to control somebody is literally doing pretty much the same thing. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now what you could do is you could change the way you look at them, and when you change the way you look at them, then they'll have a different meaning to you. Doesn't mean you're going to be happier, but you'll be able to deal with it. Instead of walking around with this resentment all my life. Do you understand? And many times, unfortunately, two people get together, and the more that people want the other person to change, the frustrated and angrier they get. And what do you think happens? They're going to come home, oh, my loving husband, all you're doing is, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? Because you're holding so much resentment. You think that's going to change a person? Criticism doesn't change a person. Kindness and loving changes a person. Not easy to do. Not easy to do. But recognizing I will accept him just the way he is, and once you start accepting somebody, then little by little you'll see them changing. Or you will be content with what you have. But the more you try to change somebody, the more you want to control somebody, this is exactly the problem of the ego. I want to change him without me changing. This is exactly what you're trying to do. Please, creator of the world, change him, but I'm good. I am good. My husband needs Prozac, my child needs ADD, Ritalin, this one, and me, I'm okay. Imagine going to the doctor telling him that. It's not going to work. So this is exactly, it's an ego. The ego says exterior has to change without interior. So those prayers usually go nowhere, because those prayers, they lack truth. Because if you recognize the reason why God put difficult people in your life, he did it on purpose. He's laughing at you. Whenever you want to, he's putting in those people on you for a reason. Because when you deal with difficult people in your life, you become more compassionate and merciful. I hate it, believe me. Harder it is. And the harder they are, the more mercy you get. The more resistance, the more blessing. Exactly the way it works. So if something really, really bothers you about somebody really, it's usually you're holding exactly what they have. So the Baal Shem Tov says you have to look 3 fingers this way, 1 finger that way. Because if somebody bothers you, the Baal Shem Tov is telling us that they're holding exactly what you don't like. If they don't bother you, it's okay. But if somebody's bothering you, it's because really they have something that you have, but they're just showing it to you. And this is exactly the way God shows it to you. He has to show it to you through people, because how else can he reward you? He can only reward you by your interaction with people down below. How else is the God? This is why Yom Kippur, it says, I will not forgive you until you first ask forgiveness from people. The whole point is not to get forgiven upstairs without dealing with the forgiveness in people. You understand? The whole point is the difficult people down low, so he can forgive you. And this is where the ego and the soul takes place. Because you could say, listen, a God I love, but this guy can't stand. That guy can't stand. It doesn't work like that. It has to be all one.